Hopefully you're having a great day today. So I just received this piece of mail from Robinhood that says, "Hi William, Castellum Inc. wants to share important information with you and its investors." So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what Castellum wants to share and how this stock looks in the near term. Let's jump into it. So CTM, or Castellum Inc., has been moving tremendously recently. You can see it's holding this pattern, and just in the last few days made this big move up to $1.10. So if you take a look at that info line, it recently recovered from down about to 90 cents up to, at one point, up to $1.08. So why is that important? Well, it's a 24% swing up. It did get a little bit rejected, but ended the day up 5%. And now we're starting to see it continue this pattern. So if it continues this overall direction of going from what was 15 cents a share back in 2024 to spiking and then pricing in a new market cap here around 100 million and then starting to maybe continue up, that's some really good news. So when it comes to Castellum, there's a few reasons why we watch it. The first is going to be the financials. And if you're trying to invest in a company that puts you in a position where you have returns that are above average, or that you find AI stocks or quantum stocks or defense companies or nuclear companies or clean energy companies before they become large cap companies and have grown, that's a way to create freedom. That's a way to invest money and watch that money grow and then have more money later and have freedom to do the things you want to do in life. Isn't that what everybody invests for? Castellum is one that I see in that light. And you can see that when we're investing, there's a lot of things we look at, but one of the things is the financials. The financials here, they've started to look pretty good. And they recently just announced some recent earnings where they beat their earnings and their revenue has been looking pretty good. So they just announced their earnings on Friday, yesterday, and you can see year over year revenue growth. They came out with above average revenue, and they reduced that loss to 1 million as opposed to 4 million. So if you take a look at their recent financials, they're looking good. If they were at negative net income, negative 1.2 or negative 1.8 or even negative 4 in the year before, they brought it to just negative 1 in the recent earnings that aren't showing up here, and their revenue increased up to 11 million, and that is a result of some of their recent contracts. Now, this letter that they just sent me in the mail, it says that they have this upcoming annual meeting, and in order for us to get to it, we just have to search Say technologies.com/I/R4JLI. That's all you have to do. Here you go. You could vote in Castellum for the annual meeting. We can go ahead and vote. They might have some questions here, some things that we have the entitlements. So you can see we have our account already logged in here. And we're voting on a group of individuals here. And I'm nominated to represent shareholders. Okay, so election of directors. Okay. Election of directors for all or withhold all. The board is recommending these people. So what if we search them? What if we search up this guy? Mark S. here. Who is this? He's a former American basketball player? No, that can't be right. Let's search CTM. Castellum Inc. Who is this? According to the Wall Street Journal, Mark Alary is the founder and was the founder of iCertainty Inc. in 2008 and served as president from 2008 to 2012. Also the founder of Cameron Blue Capital LLC, and is currently an independent director at Castellum Inc. He is formerly principal at Cross Hill Financial Group. Education includes an MBA from University of Penn and an undergraduate degree from Duke University. You can see some of the history working with Castellum. Now, this executive here Do we want to vote him in? And recommended by the board is that we vote him in. So far we got a financial background. Now let's search John F. Campbell and let's see this guy's background. And we could probably go deeper with like LinkedIn and stuff like that. But so far, that guy that we just looked at is someone that specializes in financials. Let's take a look at John F. Campbell. Looks like that page cannot be found. Let's take a look. All right. So Campbell was a member of company's advisory board. Their 2022 Doughboy Award from the National Infantry. So he's an infantry. All right. Got recognized with an award, honored to receive, and looks like they specialize in military. So he specializes maybe in military. You could see he's retired from U.S. Army, 37 years of active duty. He was most recently the commander of NATO forces. Okay. Retired from U.S. Army 2016. Commander of U.S. and NATO forces. So that's some background on this board member. Wow. U.S. Military Academy, master's degree in public administration from Golden Gate University, as well as an honorary MS in national security strategy from Army War. Okay. So here's what we got. We got Mark here for finance. We got John, connections in military. So just some background, CTM stock. They have specializations in military. And you might say, well, why does that matter? The company signed over $100 million contracts with Naval Air, so Navy Air Systems. After doing so, $100 million contract, their revenue is $10 million a quarter. So that's really a big driver of the revenue. They just signed a contract that's larger than their current market cap of $83 million. So really good. But now we're saying, okay, we got someone that's in military, we got someone in finance. What else does this company need? Maybe they need a manager. Maybe they need someone that's tech oriented and savvy. So let's take a look at this guy, Bernard S. Bernard S. And we'll search CTM. Okay. Let's take a look. U.S. and America's business. Okay. Independent chairman. Currently works at Castellum. Here he is, chairman of the board. Defense Sciences, Analytical Services, consulted for Lockheed Martin, L3 Harris, so in the space industry and analytical services and Defense Science Board, was director for National Defense Industrial Association and vice chairman, Korean War Veterans Memorial Foundation. 39 years in the Army, so has that experience, but specializes specifically in business and consultations specifically for maybe analytical services, maybe some data analytics and things like that. This guy right here, Bernard. Okay. All right, so that's good. An analytical person, a finance person, and an Army person. Glenn R. Ives. Let's take a look here. I think this not the CEO? Could be wrong here. Let's see, Glenn R. Ives, CTM. Glenn R. Ives, CTM, is the CEO. That is true. And he was in the Naval Academy, and I've done some research on him, and he seems to be pretty well equipped for the job, because I would imagine he has a role in finding that partnership for that $100 million contract with Naval Air Systems. I would imagine that's a key for them. And maybe the IDIQ, the same type of on-demand service for the government that Palantir has, or Big Bear. Maybe he was the one that found that way in. Let's take a look at C. Thomas here. So I'm cool with keeping the CEO. CTM. Highly accomplished individual with former congressman, Rhodes Scholar, and currently the president and CEO of Lead One Associations. Is that right? C. Thomas McMillan. Currently at Lead One. Here's a breakdown direct from Castellum. There he is. Former professional basketball player. What is Lead One? Let's take a look at the company really quick, see what they specialize in. All right, so, okay, that's athletics. So maybe marketing, I could see that. Some marketing. Athletic programs. Okay, a team member that's in the sports background, I'm okay with that. Slightly odd, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, well, we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, maybe he's got some connections there. Let's see. All right. And then the other one here, J.O. Wright. Is he there on Castellum? And can we see him? There he is. Private financing transactions. He also served as financial for Tamsco. Wow. And privately held government contractor, helped sell 83.5 million in 2003, was a founding shareholder of Chesapeake Government Technologies, which acquired WidePoint Corporation in 2004. He has expertise in all aspects of structuring private placements and creating exits via mergers and acquisitions and open market sales. Seems that they're doing fairly good there. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. You got two finances people. You got someone specializes in it that already was in the military. You got someone that was in the military but specializes in analytical services, and then you got the CEO there. So we're gonna go ahead and say for all. Ratification of auditors. To ratify the appointment of RSM US LLP as the company's independent registered public accounting firm for the fiscal year ending in 2025. Recommended by the board that they'd like this company to be their auditor. To ratify the appointment. So let me just, so that I'm not crazy, ratify. I'm pretty sure that I know what it is. Let me just double check. The action of signing or giving formal consent or agreement making it officially valid. Okay. That's what it means. And what do we know about this RSM US LLP, which looks interesting? Assurance Tax Consulting Services. They got 3 Google reviews. No comments on those reviews. 3.7 star rating. Are they a legit company? Says they're ranked as the 7th most prestige accounting firm according to here. Okay, and then are they a big accounting firm? They're the 6th largest accounting firm. Okay, it seems like they're pretty big. They're pretty well established. They even have an Instagram, which is kind of cool. And everything that they do. Okay, they're pretty cool people. All right, I'm cool with it. They recommended it. I'm cool. Amendment to stock incentive plan. To approve the amendment to Castellum Inc. amended 2021 stock incentive plan to increase aggregate number of shares reserved for issuance under the plan. So they want to increase the amount of shares that they're able to publicly offer or privately offer and sell shares, maybe at premium discounts. This is something you have to look at. Actually, some people say, oh, they're selling shares out and shelling shares out in big quantities. That's not so good. But if honestly, if you look at the news and you see some of these direct share offerings, like let's just take a look at this $4.5 million offering here, or those are warrants. Those are at $1.08 a share, which is above current price. $4.5 million public share offering at $1.08, which are above market price right now. There was another $4.5 million again at 8 cents. And then they've done some public offerings, but they're okay. They're above current price, which is good. So I'm fine with that. It actually makes the market look better for CTM stock if they're publicly offering and people are willing to pay a premium of the stock at higher prices. I'm okay with that. It's actually good. It actually says, hey, the market's willing to buy and sell this stock at a higher price than what's currently at in the stock market, and I'm okay with that. So moving on, we can have that. We'll allow them to continue to issue shares. That's all right. Approval of employee stock purchase plan to approve the adoption of 2025 employee stock purchase plan. Did I see any of the plans to approve the adoption of Castellum Inc. 2025 stock purchase plan? I didn't see the plan, so let me see if I can easily access it and see it. Here we go. According to the SEC, this is no fee required. They issued this on May 28th. And this is for, there's an annual shareholder meeting on the 28th. And when it comes to this plan, the plan, if I could find it pretty quickly, approve. Okay, stock incentive plan is page 38. Wow, we're going through some stuff here. Simply put, are they going to allow employees to get shares? And in that case, here we go. Here's what it says. Now, the CEO is getting $300K a year, and the Ives prior base salary increased as follows: $30,000 per month upon Navy division reaching an annualized revenue of $60 million or greater. So basically, if they're making over $60 million, his salary can increase $30K per month, which if he's bringing in $60 million, I mean, let's go. That's fine. Margin of no less than 8.5% of the deals that he brings. Is that right? Okay. If they bring in $100 million or greater, which they're working on. Okay. It's pretty incentive based, which is okay. It looks like a really good thing to do here might be to run it through ChatGPT so I don't have to go through it. But essentially, the salaries increase when they bring in big numbers. And some of these big numbers are like $60 million or $150 million, which is pretty cool. So let's get a little bit of a breakdown here. And I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Give me a breakdown of this, pretty short, that I can, in a few sentences, explain this to my audience. What does this mean? Good and bad for the company. There we go. Let's see what we got. All right. Castellum Inc. recently updated executive employment agreements, most notably for the COO, Mr. Ives, and Mr. Bell, CFO. These agreements outline salary, bonuses, stock options, and what happens if they leave the company or get terminated. The key points: Mr. Ives gets the $300K base with potential bonus and $750K stock options that vest over time. He previously had a more complex bonus tied to the Navy division performance. Mr. Bell earns $290K base salary, has eligibility for performance-based bonuses and stock options. If either executive is terminated without cause, they receive 12 months of pay severance. Both agreements include standard legal protections for the company, non-compete agreements, and confidentiality and non-solicitation clauses. Good or bad? It's good if these incentives keep key leadership aligned with the shareholders' value and growth. The performance-based stock options do tie rewards to big milestones, so that's good. Like joining the Russell 2000, that's a good one. Now, if performance targets aren't met, as happened in 2024 for Mr. Ives, large bonuses still may be on the table if the board approves them anyway. So long-term severance and stock grants could be expensive if leadership changes happen unexpectedly. In other words, if they were to fire the current CEOs, they still get paid for 12 months. So they still get another $300K when they get fired. It's kind of interesting, right? That's a pretty big severance. Usually, I mean, how long is how long is normal severances? Spelled that wrong. forever in cases. Yeah, they say 6 to 12 months, sometimes longer than 12 months. All right. And then lower level employees receive 1 to 2 weeks of pay. Getting 12 months is within the normal range for senior executives. It's neither overly generous nor unusually tight. So there we go. Overall, pretty normal, nothing weird about that. So we're going to go back and I'm going to say that we can do that for against. All right, vote submitted. All right, we got the vote. There you are. Here we are, CTM votes done. As we take a look at the stock, let's take a look. The next move, they're starting to beat on this, starting to tap on this 200-day moving average, this green line. If they continue to break out above this 200-day moving average and hold above this EMA, this blue line here, then that's a really bullish indication. So oftentimes when we're in the bullish trend, this blue line here in the trend will act as a support. And if we are bearish, it's going to act as a resistance. Recently, as you see, when we're bullish, it's above that blue line. When we're bearish, it goes below. Recently, we start to see it break above that blue line again, and it did pull back a little bit there. If you look on the 1 hour, see a recent pullback a little bit, but still holding above that EMA and crossing above that green line, that 200-day moving average. So the green line, that 200-day moving average, oftentimes acts as a support. And now we're starting to look at a bullish uptrend potential for CTM. So what are we looking for? I mean, I'm looking for a potential swing here that would be quite large, somewhere in this range, or even as high as up to here. It'd be between a 20% swing and a 75% swing. Those are the types of swings that would be exponentially great for our positions in CTM and provide some good opportunities for us to trade it at market open. So we'll be seeing if that opportunity presents itself. Guys, wanted to let you know as we wrap up, kind of looked at the financials, they look good. News looks pretty good. And also the that voting looks pretty good. The reality is that when you are investing in finding companies early, this one doesn't have a lot of hype. Maybe that's changed. But for the most part, if I search CTM stock, let's see if it's changed. Has it changed recently? No. 1 month ago, 2 months ago, there's nothing that's hype. Okay, so we're not in a hype stock or anything like that. It's simply a market cap increase because they are getting legit contracts. I like that. And those are the types of companies you invest in early that can rocket your account, that can put you in more leverage and ability to capitalize on swings that can have really, I don't want to say life-changing money because that sounds almost cliche, but the real beautiful thing about this is that it could be some serious returns if we see this swing take place. So I'm watching it closely. We've been very patient. In fact, back here in March and February, we caught one of these swings and made 70% on one of these swings. And so if we're able to capitalize on another one of these, I mean, we're up 17% this year so far. We have a small amount of our portfolio allocated into CTM. And if this position takes place, we could be in a really, really above average place. We're already above average right now, but we could be in a place where we're starting to really get some snowballs happening with some of the positions we've been covering since before 2025. And I'm pleased to share with you guys that if you'd like to join us in the live sessions, if you ever want to see, the unique part about Stockmates is that you get a free t-shirt. That's unique. But aside from the lessons, which, some people would join for lessons, but the main thing is not the courses or not the different resources. It's the daily live trading. We go live every day at market open at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so 9:30 Eastern. If you ever want to join us there and get to see our entries and our exits, get to see how we trade in the markets, and specifically see my entries, see exactly which stocks I'm picking in AI and tech and in space and quantum. Those companies are the types of companies that are experiencing some of the life-changing gains. And those are the ones we trade at market open. So again, if you ever want to be there, we just recently, for a short period, are opening up lifetime access again for our daily live trading in Stockmates. It's that second link in the description to join. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. We're growing tremendously. Really do appreciate you all. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers. So do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.